Okay, let's have a look at Crunch Cobra. So this is one of the basic fundamentals for getting postural endurance and segmental control in the spine. So you can see here, just doing the basics on the ground and just rolling that spine up one segment at a time and then taping it back down, reaching the arms up overhead, and then from here having the fingertips by the ears, and then you can crunch in to get that bit more range, and then to make it harder again, you can cross over and get a cross crunch, integrate that rotational force with the flexion. And this is just on the floor, so it's just going to neutral, so it's not as heavy as going on a ball, but here I'm just reaching up overhead, getting that nice stretch out through the lats each rep. So I'm getting strong through a full range of motion through that sling. Here you can take the legs out to make it harder, trying to keep the arms up above the head more, really pulling in those ribs. And then these cross over nicely into the hollow body holds. So you want to stabilize there, keeping the ribs in, and that's like an isometric version of that crunch. And to get strong in that position so it transitions into the gymnastic strength, handstand work, and then from here integrating that serratus press and then pressing up overhead. Another really good exercise is to really pull those ribs in with the arms above the head to really help that handstand line and improve that. So you want to have segmental control in and out of all those positions, and these are all great floor workouts you can do without any equipment. So here just assisting the Cobra, so just using the hands a little bit to get that control and strength through the extension, and then doing it unassisted, so it's active control through the spine, then making that heavier by bringing the arms up and then into a Y position, getting some assistance from my son, and then the arms up straight. He wants me to lift that up. And then from here, having the arms up externally rotated, and then really trying to get those behind the head as I lift up. That's really hard, heavy on the traps. Here's a really good position here to get strong in. So it's a bit hard to see, but I was pulling those ribs in with the arms above the head, and then in the T position, and then going from a T right up to a Y to an I, really. So some other good work to do for the glutes and also for the spine is doing the clams and then the single leg lifts like this to really get those glute medius firing with the lower back for that lateral sling. And then from there you can go into the side hollow once you've got control there. So just lifting the top leg, then the bottom leg, and then the head as well. So it's that dish shape down the side. So it's a good basic floor version to get going. You can do the crunch, it is a little bit awkward on the floor because there's not much range of motion like you would over a Swiss ball, or the standing one, which I'll show you next. But you really want to try and get control through that lower back into the pelvis. Maintain that nice spinal alignment, really keeping the ribs in, not letting them flare, not letting the back arch when you're doing any of these. This one's quite hard to control, really get that awareness through the hips, and then once you start lifting both legs, and then both legs plus the head, and then here's the hardest, is to try and get that shoulder blade off and then even raise that up. Super hard. This one's quite nice, it's a bit awkward, but it's a nice controlled movement through the spine. I've got an imaginary Swiss ball on the side of my body there, so I'm taping my spine down and then peeling it off that ball, that imaginary one on the side, and then doing the other side. So these you could work a minute each side. They are pretty heavy, and just be careful with the neck for that lateral movement, tongue on the roof of the mouth, jaw closed. So this is one we've programmed for the month, but you know, it's always important to work something. I like a mixture of different sagittal, front to back, frontal, side to side, and rotational in the week with all the different variations. But if you've only got time, it's good to do just a front back and a side side or a rotation one every week. So get into it, get it done, and if you can film yours, if you want any feedback on it, get it to me. I'll have a look. See you soon.